This is the Donner B1. It's an analog bass synthesizer and sequencer, and I've just used it on my latest track. Now, there's one bass synthesizer that dominated the market, which is the Roland TB303, and there have been many, many different copies. So if you're looking to get the TB303, you can now only get it as software or buying a used one. The Donner Synbass, or B1, replicates the 303 really, really well. Now, it's a really simplistic design, as you can see. We've got this grey and black plastic with rubber keys covering just over 2 octaves. Controls for the patterns, which we'll get into, are here with a little display. We have aux in and headphone port, sync in and out, but also on the back we've got traditional MIDI and USB Type-C. Main out is via jack, and we've got the power, and this will run on DC 9 volts at 500 milliamps. If you're into your synthesizers, then you'll know some of these controls. We've got 2 different wave signs. We've got a VCO. We have a filter section, which is cutoff, resonance, and depth. We have the envelope and accent, a saturation section, which you can switch on and off, and a simple delay section, which you can switch on and off as well. And finally, a simple dial for the master out. The nice thing about this having USB Type-C is it has a companion app for both Windows and Mac for you to program up the patterns, change a couple of the functions, and just bring a bass synth into the 21st century. There's 128 different patterns, and you can edit them all. So what you're going to hear is a couple of different sounds, a couple of different patterns, a couple of different ways I've changed it, and then I'm going to show you how I used it on my latest track. Now I'm going to be using this bass synth on my new track called Stray. I'm actually recording it on my iPad using Logic Pro. I picked a sound that I liked and then started recording it in and played it manually for the main bass line. I also found a nice little pattern which I wanted to incorporate into it and use that on this track as well. 'Cause you know, I love this. Stray will be out very, very soon, so you can go and listen to it and listen out for that bass line. Now, if you want to create tracks and bring them out there, like I'm going to be doing with Stray, then you need to have a look at today's sponsor, which is DistroKid. DistroKid is a music distribution company. So if you want to release songs onto Spotify and Apple Music, or maybe Deezer, Amazon Music, Pandora, Tidal, loads more, or maybe even social media sites like Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, this is where DistroKid steps in and can help you. They push your music to all the major platforms, and you can start promoting it through social media, but also give people the page to go and find your music. Now, most music distributors charge you per release, What that means is, if you release an album or an EP or a single, they charge you every single time you release something. DistroKid don't do this, they charge you one price per year, which starts at $22.99. And with the link that's on the screen now, it's also that QR code. You can save 7% off your first annual membership. Clicking the link or scanning that code helps me and the channel, but it also helps you. In fact, it saves you money, so you can release as much music as you want to for 12 months. If you go up to Musicians Plus, you can schedule the date of the release, and you can even schedule the pre-order date as well, and have 2 different bands or 2 different artists. There's even a label tier if you want to go into that, and there's loads of different things and features inside DistroKid to help you manage and promote your release. Things like splits, so if there's 5 of you in the band, you want to split the money 5 ways, you can. There's promo cards pre-made with your release on there, so you don't have to do any kind of graphic design. It's already done, ready to go. And the hyperfollow page, where when you release something, it creates a unique link. You can give that to your fans, and they can choose how they listen to your music, whether it's on Spotify, Apple Music, or another major service. So give the link a click or scan the QR code and start distributing your music today. Thank you very much to DistroKid for sponsoring this video, and I'll be releasing Stray through DistroKid very soon. Now the nice little thing about this is the versatility. You've got the sequencer, which is actually really easy to program on here. We've got the 16 steps actually numbered, and as you saw before, if you play one of the sequences, it shows you how it's played. You just pick the key and it'll figure it out. However, you can program the key here into one of the 128 different patterns, locking in the tempo and locking in the key and locking in the pattern, meaning you can program everything up without the use of an app or a computer and losing yourself in the world of bass. Pros is it's nice and light, but the con is it is made of plastic, but that does keep the price down. There is velocity built into the synthesizer, and of course you've got the MIDI there, so you might want to plug this into a different keyboard to access the sounds with a bit more touch. The only thing it's missing really is the CV control, which you can find on other bass synthesizers, but I'm guessing if they added that in, it would probably drive the price up. But retailing at just under £90, you can't complain. It's a fantastic little thing. I've left a link where you can go and pick one of these up, of course, and the track Stray will be out soon. Once it's out, I'm going to put a link to it right here so you can go and listen to it. And if you want to have a look how I mixed it all down on headphones, that's this video right here.